So you're thinking about building a brand new home? Well, there are some things you should know before you sign on the dotted line. Real estate expert Monte Mohr is joining us today to give us some advice. Monte, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for the privilege.
We always love having you.
Thank
and
you.
Love the questions too.
Great questions today.
That's right. So we'll get started on that.
Okay.
Angie from Franklin wrote in and she says, we've been watching you on Channel 4 and appreciate your upfront approach to answering questions about buying and selling homes in today's market. My husband and I are trying to decide if we want to buy a brand new home or an existing one. Can you share your perspective of what is the better way to go?
Well, I don't know if there's a better way to go, Casey. There's nothing like a brand new house or a brand new car, but it comes with some costs, and I think it comes down to priorities. Does somebody want a big yard with mature trees? Then it's going to be an older home. If you have to have the bigger closet, and the big bathroom, then you probably want to go with a new home. But it comes with some risk. But know this, that even if money was no issue and you build exactly what you think you want, next time you do it differently. And that's what a lot of people don't realize.
Good advice. All right, the second question is from Jeff and Karen, Mount Juliet. They say, we're considering having a new home built in a brand new development. The on-site agent has said that the builder will not negotiate price. Is that true? We thought everyone would negotiate in this market. It's a good question.
Well, that is a good question. And honestly, a good builder won't typically negotiate price. What they would rather do, and it's for everybody's benefit, they would rather negotiate upgrades, give granite or a washer and dryer or refrigerator, bigger deck, something like that. The reason for that is to keep the comps consistent. If you buy a $200,000 home, you want to make sure the comparables in the neighborhood will justify that price. But if if he's negotiating all over the board, then the appraisers would have a problem with that. But that question brings up a couple other good points. One of them being, if you're going to buy in a brand new development like that, make sure you're going to be there for the long haul, because things can happen through the process. One of them, of course, is that if you're selling in a couple of years and you're competing with new construction, it's going to be really hard to develop any sort of equity in that process. And so keep that in mind. The other one is, a lot of times a developer, if it's not a strong developer and builder, they will start with one criteria, let's say all brick with a side entry garage, but then that builder doesn't work out, so they bring in another builder. That builder may not have the same level of quality or criteria, and suddenly your all brick neighborhood is now just front brick and maybe a front entry garage, or maybe a one-car garage instead of two cars, all those kind of variables. Right. So there's something to really pay attention to if you're looking at a brand new development.
All right.
Be cautious.
Sense. Good advice. Now lastly, Deborah from Brentwood writes in and asks, we're having a custom home built in Nolensville. We've heard you say to always get an inspection done prior to buying a home. Is that true for a new home as well? Our realtor said it's probably a waste of money since the builder is providing a home warranty with our new home. Please advise. Monte, what would you say?
Well, Deborah, that's a really good question. The assumption is, well, it's a brand new home. We don't need to get a home inspection. But I never recommend buying a home, any kind, brand new or otherwise, without having somebody go through the property. Here's the problem. Even though there's a one-year warranty on the property, a lot of times problems take years to show up. And the problem is that when you do decide to sell that home, let's say 5 or 10 years later, and there was a problem during construction that wasn't corrected properly, then you inherit that problem. Now it's your problem that has to be corrected. Right. So it's really worth it. I saw one time where a subcontractor had cut through some floor beams to install the air conditioner. Well, now if that hadn't been caught, oh, wow. And I've seen many, many cases. So always get a home inspection.
All right, get the home inspection. And we have some happy customers we want to focus on.
We do.
Let's take a look. Now this is Carlton and Jonelle.
That's a great example. These guys are a great example. Jonelle bought a townhome in an early development. When they decided to sell just a few years later, they were competing with a brand new builder who was selling much lower than what she paid for her property. They were able to save $3,900 with my We Sell Homes for Free program, but it was a very painful experience selling for less than the competition. This is Myra. She just closed a couple of weeks ago. She, again, took advantage of my We Sell Homes for Free program. She bought a home from Goodall. There's some really, really, really good builders in town. There's some that I wouldn't recommend. Goodall's a great builder. And then we have BJ and Kara here. They were patient. We got them a super deal and a wonderful, wonderful custom built home. Saved $6,500 in the process because they utilized my We Sell Homes for Free program. So I encourage anybody who's thinking about buying, but they have a home to sell, whether it's brand new or not, call me. Let's use that program. We'll save thousands.
Definitely. That's awesome. Big savings for them.
Yeah, big ones, yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Monte.
Thank you.
Hey, if you need help buying or selling your home, call the Mohr Group at 615-376-4500. Or to reach Monte directly, you can call 615-300-8393. We also have a link to the website, NashvilleRealEstateAdvisor.com, on the More at Midday section of WSMV.com.